Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine. Okay, here we go. What is it, 75? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're 75. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome back to the All Gen Gamers podcast, episode number 75. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Heine. We are here with always the lovable, the cuddleable John, Gamester81. What's up, John?
Yo, what's up, brother?
We are also here with Mr. Pete Dorr. Pete, how are you doing?
Doing all right.
And we're here with Mr. Johnny Millennium. Johnny, how are you tonight?
You know, I'm doing pretty good, but you're happier. You sound like a very happy man. And the reason why, I can actually say this, I sent him a porn picture just before the podcast, and it made him very happy.
Basically, he sent me a link via Skype, and all I know is that the link said www.
Just you don't have to say, it's some random thing.
Oh, you don't want people to know now, do you? Okay. No, but all I know is that they were very large knockers. And it made for a very wonderful evening.
A good wallpaper.
Good wallpaper
to look at.
Wow.
Perfect.
So, yes. So we have Johnny Millennium.
That's Nolan, so you can... just pull their guest.
Like from downblouseloving.com. That's what it is in the end of this picture.
Here, let's get a quick reaction from our guest. First of all, we have Nolan joining us today. Nolan, what's up, dude?
Hey, guys. What's up? Thrilled to be on. It's an honor, and I'm really excited for what we got in store tonight because it's gotten off to a pretty dirty start so far.
Yeah. Can you click that link for us, buddy? Check it out.
It's not nudity or anything. It's just...
I mean... Yeah.
I'm all for it, so let me see what we got here.
There's a little peekage.
She's cold.
Let's just say this. Pete fainted when he saw it.
I don't even know what it is.
Let's just say Pete would be in line for this shit. That's what I'm saying right now.
All right, I got it pulling up here.
Yeah, you do.
He's on 50 cities.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I wonder how good at the piano she might be, though.
Basically, it's very large-breasted woman sitting playing piano.
I love about this picture, it doesn't even show her face.
Yeah.
Like, what, you don't even know what she looks like.
Was that important? Yeah.
I know. It's like a butterface.
It's important that she's playing the piano and that her shirt is one size too small.
I don't care what note she's playing, but that one note sounds great.
It's definitely not a flat note.
Oh my God!
Listen to this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gamester81. That's a good one. I like
guys,
that.
This is why I wanted to be on, because I knew this stuff was going to come out.
So speaking of being on the podcast, we have Nolan. And, Nolan, your video was great. We all sat down together before you came on and rewatched it to get some good laughs. We all thought it was a great video with your whole fight scene, RPG style, you fighting the whale. Pretty good stuff. And another thing is, you said you're not able to make a YouTube channel and videos and that, and you're just a normal, average listener. And, as a podcast that started from us all being in the YouTube gaming community, it's great to have someone on who isn't, and a person that just listens and I
guess it doesn't have their own show, or that's what you were saying in the video, right?
Right. So, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So we wanted to bring you on.
I got to be honest, guys. That's the first video I've ever sat down and edited together, and granted, those effects were pretty cheesy and kind of jagged, but it took me hours to put that thing together. But it gives me a really big appreciation for what you guys do. I mean, the amount of time you guys put in on top of your jobs and your daily lives to come out with these high quality videos. And it took me, I gotta admit, it took me like a week to put that video together. And
is it really? Because you've never probably done editing software before, right?
Oh no, I mean I had to go and I was watching YouTube videos on how to do like split frame and picture and things like that. And
wow,
there's a whole world in there, dude. There's a world in there.
Yeah, so
I think it turned out awesome, man. I was very impressed. I could tell you put a lot of time into it, and what I liked about it the best was like the end. You were very sincere about wanting to be on the podcast, and how you're listening to the show, and we all respect that and appreciate that, man. So it's awesome to have you on.
Yeah,
and,
thanks, John.
It's good
really happy to be here. So
really happy.
Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. Now, John, did you say the best or the bust?
Oh, I said the bust.
But it's really hard for us to pick, and we want to let everybody know who has made a video, and we haven't selected you or something. It's like, it's really tough. We wish we could have everybody on. In fact, we'll try to get everybody.
That's what I was going to say. Like, just because you made a video and we don't have you on for this little event we're doing, you can delete your videos if you want, but I'd suggest leaving them up so that we have a little catalog to fall back on and invite future guests on, We'll definitely, people that don't get selected will definitely be getting in contact with some of you because they would definitely more than 5 people we want to bring on.
Yeah, there's just too many good ones out there for sure.
I think the cool thing about this is you get to meet new people and we all have a common interest in games. And it's like when we, like when we talk, like we're going to be talking about games and common interests, like we've been friends for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So it's a cool thing to do. So,
yeah. I think that's really the appeal of this podcast is it's kind of just like the tagline is a conversation between gamers. So
sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, speaking of which, Nolan, I got to ask, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Well, I hesitate to say this as my favorite, but as you could tell from the video, I paid a little tribute to Final Fantasy VII there.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not necessarily that it's my favorite game, but it's a game I kind of have a little story with, and really means a lot to me. And as far as getting me into video games and everything, so I could go into that.
Yeah, do you know what's the story? I'm totally curious because that's such a big game, right? So it's
Yeah. Well, growing up, I kind of grew up out in the middle of nowhere in the Midwest, and grew up on a farm. So when I was real young, my parents didn't really buy me video games or anything, and I didn't have video games until my cousin, who's 4 years older than me, handed me down his Game Gear when I was like in kindergarten or something.
Nice.
But so I pretty much, whenever I got to play video games, it was either at friend's house or, my cousin who would come to visit for holidays 2 or 3 times a year, and I just really, really looked forward to it. And video games were always just this kind of, attraction that I didn't get to, experience all the time, but it was just awesome when I got to play. But they were never something that was totally serious to me. And then 1997, 98, somewhere around there, I was about 10 years old. And my cousin brings his PlayStation and his copy of Final Fantasy VII to our house for, I don't know, it was Thanksgiving or something like that. And I spent so many years I didn't even play the games that he played. I just sat and watched because I was just mesmerized. And when he put that game in, and he had pretty much beat it already, but he showed me, the summons and the boss fights and the graphics. And I was just awestruck and mesmerized at that point. And I knew right then that I had to get, my own set of video games. I had to get some consoles, something, and I made that evident to my parents. And then that next Christmas, I ended up getting a PlayStation and a copy of Final Fantasy VII. So
awesome.
How old were you, out of curiosity?
I think I was in 4th or 5th grade, so I was probably about 10 or 11.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's fascinating. Like it's so funny. So many different people jump into video games in so many different times. Like I was 23. No. Yeah, I was 22 when Final Fantasy VII came out. Isn't that funny? So we're all in different time periods, And when I was in grade 4, there was no video games. There was Atari. That was and Star Wars.
And you had like dinosaurs and shit roaming the earth, right?
Pretty much. I was. I can't even, John, I was that long ago. I can't even remember.
You had that bar-to-bar.
Cockosaurus Rex.
I just remember there was volcanoes and people hitting each
Megasaurus?
other,
No. I'm just fucking with you. What do you guys call a lesbian dinosaur? A lickalotopus.
Now, is that a mammal?
Oh my god,
shit.
I love it.
All right. Anyway, random tangent.
Oh, I fucking love it.
All right.
So after that, Nolan, you were just like totally, became a gamer basically.
Yeah, I think that was a turning point for my parents too, because I think for a while there, I mean, they didn't grow up with video games, so I think they're under the impression that if I was playing video games, I was, sitting there rotting my brain or whatever. And, from that point forward, once I got the console, and I could say, every Christmas after that, I got a stack of video games under the Christmas tree. So
Nice.
That game was just a big turning point for me. And, video games is my hobby now. So I owe a lot to it. So I thought I'd just pay a little tribute there in the video.
Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of Final Fantasy VII as well. I remember getting remember Warehouse Music?
I do.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I remember going to Warehouse Music when it first launched and getting up day one. And I loved Final Fantasy VII, still do. But I mean, the leap from Final Fantasy 3 to Super Nintendo to Final Fantasy VII was unbelievable.
Huge.
Just the graphics and stuff and the story, just unbelievable. So awesome, man. What a great game to start you in the game, into gaming.
Yeah.
Now, have you played much of the Super Nintendo or Nintendo or Genesis?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, right now, the Super Nintendo, I own both those consoles. I would say the Super Nintendo is probably one of the biggest ones I've collected for in the past 2 years. I've probably got 50 to 60 games for the console now. So,
nice.
A lot of the big name games too, like Secret of Mana and, Link, Legend of Zelda and things like that. So yeah, I've really gotten into that console, and I played it at friends' houses and, with my cousin. And so I have a lot of fond memories with that console too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Because I switched my mic.
Yeah, we heard you breathing, Pete.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
I forgot. I started
eat that picture.
because before we were recording, I was using my shitty ass mic and I forgot to switch it over.
Yeah,
To be honest, you saw the picture of Pete and you had to take a moment to,
Yeah, I was
off
looking
the
at the
table.
picture.
Get a picture yet, Pete?
No, I don't have any pictures coming in on Skype.
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to send it to you right now. So I want your reaction to this.
Hold on.
Is it two different pictures or the same?
My watched copy of Actraiser 2 is ending in 20 minutes.
Pete's on eBay.
No, I installed this amazing Google Chrome application that gives me little pop-up notifications when watched items are ending soon, or if I won something or anything like that, or if I've been outbid. It's awesome.
Is Actraiser 2 a hard game to find?
No.
No, it's pretty common.
Yeah.
The first one getting it mint's kind of a little more expensive, but
I only settle for complete box Super Nintendo games, so that's the only problem.
But,
Speaking of which, I have a little rant because of Christmas time.
Uh-oh.
I swear to God, eBay sellers, you better get your shit together. All right. If I spend $40 on a complete in box Super Nintendo game and you ship that shit to me wrapped in a paper bag and a brown paper bag, and that's it. Essentially, the Super Nintendo box itself is the support.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to put up with that shit anymore.
Oh my God.
he's not putting up with that shit anymore.
He's not doing it, folks.
He ain't doing it.
Stop.
I bought a copy of King of Dragons for Super Nintendo, and the seller sends it to me like that.
wow.
Just using the box as the box to ship it in, essentially just wrapping it in a paper bag.
What a bunch of idiots, man.
So I messaged them and I'm like, listen, I collect games, game collectors, we don't want stuff like this shipped to us, pad it, put it in a box. It would be different if I was spending $10, $15, but $40, I expect it to be.
How much was the shipping?
eBay doesn't let sellers charge more than $4 for shipping if they put it in the video game category in the US. But they were selling a copy of Donkey Kong Country 2, so I sent them a message. I'm like, listen, the person that buys your copy of that game you're selling, don't ship it to them the way you shipped it to me. I'm like, I'm not leaving you a negative or anything, but I'm just giving you a heads up that you shouldn't ship stuff out like this anymore.
What did he say to you? What did he say?
Oh, they didn't respond.
Yeah, those motherfuckers. Listen, if you're sitting there and you get a PM from Pete Dorr and the first word in that PM is listen ... you're in for some shit. You can't.
And then I
that.
bought another game that was listed as brand new and sealed.
Yeah.
And it comes and it looks like a fucking dog, like gnawed on the side of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at the picture in the auction and I can see it in the picture, but it's very subtle. You wouldn't know to look for it unless, the auction said damage or some shit.
Yeah.
So, come on, people. Sellers, get your shit together.
Yeah, no shit. The problem is that what you think is new is not what Joe Blow thinks is new.
Right.
That's the problem. It's to their interpretation, nobody look at it and be like, yeah, this is new condition. But to us, it's in piss poor condition. You know what I mean? So that's hard. Sorry about that, Pete.
I love how sellers have no idea what the value of something is too, and they put like a super high buy it now. You know?
Oh God.
Like what was that Storage Wars where they found that Nintendo? The guy thought it was like $16,000 or whatever for NES, and all of a sudden people think like NES is super rare.
I was watching. I don't know which show it was. I think it was. I don't know, one of those auction shows, and the guy like bought an NES with like a couple of shitty ass games for like $200, and I'm thinking to myself, man, no wonder why these things are marked up so high. You know, it's these auctioneers and people that have online like stores and stuff and thrift shops. They watch that, I'm sure, and then they see the price that guy paid for it to resell it. You know, it's getting tougher and tougher to find good deals.
Huh.
Yeah, I already got ripped off over Christmas time. I ordered a shirt for a particular game that I wanted to review. And yeah, did the shirt show up? Nope. 2 months later, nope. Gave him negative feedback, reported it, all that. Never heard a goddamn thing.
Really? And you never got your money back?
No, not at all. My problem is I waited too long.
Yeah.
And out of like the many things I bought off eBay, I've never been ripped off before. So,
see, knock on wood, I've never really had any issues with the items not showing up. But
yeah, let me tell you now. Here's another thing. All right, I sold some stuff. I sold some stuff on eBay, and this person bought a couple of things from me. They ended on December 11th or 12th or something like that, and for like a week, I was messaging them. I'm like, well, were you going to buy any more of my stuff? Let me send you the shipping invoice on everything, like combined shipping. So I do that, and I messaged them again. Still no response. So like for a week that went on. And then finally I'm like, listen, I'm going to have to report you for like unpaid item. You know, it's you know, whatever that spiel crap is. So that's when they finally respond to me. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the money right now. I'll be able to pay you later. It might take me like a week or two.
Fuck that.
And you know, I'm like, okay, you know, as long as you'll be able to pay me, that's fine. You know, can you give me about a time frame of when you'll be able to make the payment for this stuff? Because they were spending like $130. So
yeah, right.
But so what they ended up doing was they paid for one item, which was like $15, and they're like, I'll be able to pay like after New Year's. So just yesterday they messaged me and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I decided I don't want these. I can't afford them right now. I'm sure you'll understand. And then they left it at that. So I'm like, what a fucking bitch. I give her like 3 weeks to pay me. And then what do? I go on her feedback, and I'm saying her because the name for this person is like a woman's name. But I go on her feedback and I check to see feedback that sellers left for her. And she bought, like between the time where she bought my stuff and right now, she's bought like $600 to $800 worth of stuff of like wrestling toys and shit.
She's nuts.
And obviously paid for some of them. So I'm like, I sent her a message back. I'm like, it's probably a kid that uses his mother's account or something like that. But I sent him a message back. I'm like, first of all, I'm reporting all of your items for unpaid item, whatever. And if you don't pay for them, you'll get strikes on your account. And second of all, I give you 3 weeks. And lastly, you probably shouldn't have bought all that wrestling shit. You know, after telling me that you don't have the money or can't afford it. You know, I guess they didn't expect me to go check their feedback and see that they've bought hundreds of dollars worth of stuff when they could have paid me. Oh, she hasn't responded. I just sent that today.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens.
My favorite is oh, I'm sure you understand. What the fuck? I'm sure she'd understand Hulk Hogan's foot up her fucking ass.
Yeah. Hard, like the listing fees and all that bullshit. You know, it's not right to me.
No.
Yeah.
And I was nice enough to give her 3 weeks, so screw that bitch.
Yeah, that was nice.
Stop. Read the description.
Pete, I know you're really angry about this and all that, but click on the link and tell me, does it make you feel better?
I've had that picture up the whole time I've been talking.
Yeah.
Make you feel better?
Slightly, yes. I'll just say we might be able to post it. No, I wouldn't do that. I was going to say post it as the podcast.
No.
Maybe we'll post it in the forums. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe if you cut it in half.
Yeah.
It's funny. I haven't had any issues with like sellers, but I've had issues with like the post office. Like I've bought a lot of stuff from Japan, and for some fucking reason, they only have like a 5-day hold period. So they give you a notice and you have 5 days to pick it up. But I do a lot of traveling for work, so I'm out of town. So like I've had like several situations where like the item will come and I get a notice, and I get the notice like after the 5-day period and it's already shipped back. They'll like send it back to sender.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and so I have to repay for shipping from Japan, which is not cheap.
No, and it takes forever.
And contact the seller and can you please resend it into me? And I've gotten them, but it takes forever.
Yeah, if you don't do EMS shipping, you're really going to wait like almost a month, 3 to 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm kind of having a little problem with Canada Post at the time here. Yeah, Johnny.
Why? What's going on?
Well, I sent your Christmas present like 3 weeks ago.
I'll head down tomorrow and have a look.
Okay.
If it's there yet.
I'm making a big deal out of it, and it's really nothing. You know,
That reminds me.
it's just a little something small. It's not.
I'll be back.
That's what she said.
Is he going right now?
He is.
Did he leave
I
right
heard
now?
the door.
He lives right next to the post office.
Oh, he does. I didn't know that.
How about you, Nolan? Have you had any issues with eBay or buying shit online?
I had an issue a few months ago, kind of similar to what Pete was talking about. I bought some Game Boy Advance RPGs off eBay, and the person just shipped them stuffed into a packaging envelope. Nothing else
hate
inside.
that.
Yeah.
You're like rolling around in there and stuff, right?
Cardboard
Yeah.
boxes. Like, well,
Yeah.
did you get them with the box? Or just the cart?
Yeah, I got them complete, and
Wow.
I opened up the package, and of course it'd been flattened, and all the boxes had creases around the edges and everything. And
That just. Oh man.
yeah,
That
think-
reminds me of my number one like anger moment on eBay that I can remember. When I first started getting into my 3DO pretty hardcore, I bought a very large lot of box 3DO games, and I told them specifically, I'm like, ship these things, on their side, don't stack them on top of one another. So what do? They stack them on top of one another. The 3DO boxes are fragile. They can't support weight. So they ship them on top of one another, and everything comes like flattened and squashed. And I was able to kind of move around some of the boxes and get them back in shape. But some of them had dents and stuff. And I wrote back to them and I had them refund some of my money. I had to go through a whole big case, take pictures of the stuff and everything. But
Oh yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Johnny, did you find it? Did you get it?
What was that?
What was what?
What are you listening to over there, Jason?
Nothing. I actually don't have anything going.
No.
Was that on your side, Nolan? You listen to something?
no, I heard that come out of Johnny's.
Weird.
Hey, so guys, do you remember episode 64 of the All Gen Gamers?
Yeah, I do.
I think
What
that
was
was
it
my
about?
favorite.
I edited the fucking thing. I should.
64?
I'm just.
that was the episode where we were gonna talk about N64, but what did we end up talking about?
Was I on that episode?
No.
The Halloween special. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you.
A little bit.
a little bit.
Because your voice
Okay,
was
'cause-
fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. So this is funny. I got something in my PO box, and it's a box, and I just want. Where's this from exactly? Shit. It was all fucked up. Okay, dear Johnny, presenting yourself on AGG 64 as a British Canadian expert in trash pop culture without knowing anything about fine German gelatin junk food is unacceptable. Enjoy, and as you may share with Rob Man. If this gets you within the next 10 days, Merry Christmas. He sent, you listen to the podcast, obviously, I am going to pronounce your name wrong. Shuraffer? Oh my God, it was so bad.
Bar.
Type it
Yeah,
over to John, he'll help you out.
I'll type this to John. Okay, here we
John,
go.
read it.
Let me read it. I'll read it for you. Hold on. Send it to me.
SCHOU.
Okay, so the correct pronunciation of that word, John, is Schwafir.
Shafir?
Schwafir.
Shafir Bardabar. Anyways, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. And he sends over some Haribo. They're like gelatin bear. No, they're like gelatin.
Gummy bears?
Yeah. Gelatin dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, well, they're like this little dog. He's like, das original site in 1922. And then,
I'm lost.
oh no, there's like
What is going on?
Yeah, what are you?
What's happening?
I don't know. What is,
So he sent you some candy. German
some
candy.
gelatin candy, and I want to say thank you, but I didn't understand what he meant. Presenting himself on All Gen Gamers number 64 as a British Canadian expert in trash pop culture, without knowing anything about fine German gelatin food is unacceptable. Does he mean me? Does he think I'm somebody else? I don't remember saying anything about gelatin. Maybe if somebody's listening to this, they can remind me.
Oh, I don't know. Were we talking about some like German fetishes and shit?
Yeah, so maybe. I know. Yeah, okay. I'll go back and listen and see what that was all about.
Oh, yeah, that's very generous of him. That's nice.
Yeah, I say thank you. I hope you hear this episode for sure.
Was my present in there?
No, I haven't looked at it. I'd have to run out of the building for that.
Oh, sorry.
God forbid.
We wouldn't want you to do that. No.
It's not worth it.
It's actually closed about an hour ago, too. That could also stop me.
Okay.
I heard it's pretty cold out there, too. Is that right, Johnny?
No, it's not cold at all.
Is it tit-bit nipply?
Oh, that's just the photo.
You hope it gets a little hooter? But you'll make the best of the situation?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Jesus Christ. What's going on with this guy tonight?
'Tis a season to be merry. Hey, actually, speaking of that, gentlemen, even though this is the second podcast to be released in the new year, this is the first time we are recording one in the new year. So happy new year to everyone, all of our listeners, and to all of my good friends here on the All Gen Gamers.
Happy New Year!
Yay!
So what do you guys, I guess a good topic of conversation, what are you guys looking forward to in the new year with games coming out or items?
God help us.
I'm looking forward to Connect Adventures 2.
The Vita.
I'm with Pete.
Connect Disneyland 2, yeah.
Disneyland Adventures 2.
Disneyland Adventures 2. Game of the year.
Game of the century.
You know, actually, I got a few people who posted on my Facebook wall, MotorStorm RC Car Edition for the Vita. I got multiple people that are posting that shit. And boy, I would almost be in line for that shit for the Vita.
Yeah.
On that's looking pretty good. I don't know.
Nolan, what do you think of the Vita?
I think it looks pretty cool. I don't think I'll be getting it right away, but I'm interested to see how it gets, exploited, kind of like the PSP did.
His question, because you're like me, I think. Then why wouldn't you get it right away?
It's pretty expensive. It's I've got an iPad and I've got a smartphone, so I don't really need to buy like the 3G or anything. I just, on Black Friday, I just bought a PS3, pretty much just for Ni no Kuni. So I'm just going to try and save up. And I still don't have a 3DS yet, so I'd get a 3DS, I think, before I'd get the Vita.
How much are the games going to be for the Vita? Does anyone know?
They're saying between 10 to 50, but the $10 games are going to be the downloadable games. The cheapest retail games I've seen are $30, which are not bad games. Like, we're talking Touch My Katamari, Wipeout, 2048. Uncharted, of course, is 50. But yeah, there's going to be some cheaper launch games, which is good.
They're going to be like kind of SD kind of, right?
Yeah, they're own special cards to kind of prevent piracy. Well, the game I'm most excited for, though, I'm telling you, is Luminous Electronic Symphony. A new Luminous game, I will take it.
At least Sony woke up and decided that, downloadable only, like the PSP no-go is.
Well, the cool thing is they're offering every launch game. They're also offering, from what I believe, as a downloadable game at a cheaper price.
Nice. So they're still pushing. They're still pushing the downloadable thing.
They are.
What about you, Johnny?
I just think I'm just not interested at all. Like not in the least. I just feel like a lot of those games I could play on PS3, on the Uncharted. I could just play the third one on the TV, which would be great. And I just think that the market is so flooded with handheld devices. I think it's just so flooded. Like, there's no real need to buy another handheld device. I just don't understand. Like, I got my PSP. I've never really played that much. As much as I should have. Have you, Pete?
I played a ton of PSP.
I haven't.
See,
Not
Vita,
as much.
I got to get the Vita for the exclusive games that I'll only be able to play on the Vita.
Yeah, but they're basically like PS3 games, right? Like,
I don't care. I'll take a portable PS3.
I can live without it. Easy. Jason, what are your thoughts?
Well, again, I'm kind of with Nolan in the fact that I I don't even have a 3DS yet, and I'm almost ready to just pull the trigger. I've been with all this Mario Kart 7 talk.
You need to get Mario Kart.
Yeah, I mean, this is really it. So, and I'm sitting here on the line going, look, if I'm going to get a handheld, I'm probably going to go with, the Mario franchise first. And again, and I'm also with you, Johnny. I'm like, I think I'll just play the games I want to play on my PS3. And to be honest with you, I don't even play my PS3 all that much.
Yeah.
My PS3 gets more use playing all my PS1 and PS2 games. To be honest with you. And I have a whole bunch of, well, I don't have a whole bunch, but I have maybe 10 or 15 PS3 games that I play. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I'm interested, but if coming from a guy who doesn't have a 3DS yet, I don't see me getting it anytime soon. I just
think, like, I'm not being funny here. You guys know I'm a huge video game fan. It's just that how many? Let me just pick one genre. I'll pick the racing kart genre. How many fucking racing kart games could a person possibly own and play? I mean, like, there's got to be a limit though. Like, even for me, I'm like, I got that Sega, All-Star whatever, fucking. Sonic, karting or whatever. Whatever the fuck the name of it is. I can't think of it again. That's all I need. Like, to be honest, or I go play some Mario Kart on DS. Like, seriously, how many more kart games?
It's funny that you bring that up because I actually just got into a really big kart racing kick and I just bought 3 new kart racers.
I can't win with this argument.
Boom,
I'm just saying, like, how many? It's almost like how many first-person shooters can a person play? Well, it would appear a lot. I know I played a fucking lot. How many RPGs can a person play? Well, it would appear a lot, I guess. But I don't want to say there's a limit, but when they start dishing the same stuff out over and over and over again, and it's not really that different, it's like, okay, like, for myself, I'm just saying personally, I feel that I'm reaching a limit where I got to say, the Vita, it's got another racing car game on it, I'll pass. Or another Uncharted game, I'll pass. I'll play on PS3. I got to call it somewhere.
Even if the Uncharted is it's a brand new game though, right?
Well,
it is. It's not by Naughty Dog though.
It's not by Naughty Dog. Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, Luminous is enough day one because that is one of the best games ever for the PSP. Well, I'd probably go as far to say it's possibly my favorite PSP game ever, and it's my favorite puzzle series of all time. So,
I just hope the battery lasts on the thing. I'm gonna be really pissed if you play for an hour and a half, the battery's dead. That's one of my biggest complaints about the 3DS is the battery.
Didn't we already read this in like 3 hours?
Is it 3 hours?
Like 4.5 hours,
Okay.
I think.
4.5?
Is that with 3G or without 3G though?
Probably
I forget. I did buy Roll Cage, Jason. I don't know if you played. I don't know if you played the second one or just the first.
Yeah, hell yeah! I got it on PC. I got it on PS1.
$3.
Yep.
I got the second one. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet. Obviously, it's going to take a while, but that's one of them.
Oh, you don't have it yet?
No, I just picked it up. Found some guy selling some cheap PS1 games on eBay, like really cheap.
Yeah,
so
that is $3 is great. You'll love that game. It's actually really good, and
it looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if you're a fan of the the RC cars from that generation, the Ricochet from Tyco, that's exactly what it is. So, let me know what you think.
Yeah, when you guys were talking about that Ricochet car, that brought back a lot of memories for me because I had one of those and I pretty much destroyed it from flipping it so much. But yeah, that was just brought back a lot of memories there. Yeah, it's really funny. It's like especially with that car, the whole marketing thing behind it was like, look, you can run this off of a cliff and flip it and run it into rocks and buildings and destroy it, and it's got air in the tires and it will never break. And you give kids that, and what do kids do? Like, let's make the biggest ramp we can make and launch it, man. Mm-hmm. That's what we would do. We launch that freaking thing. Yeah, until it breaks. Oh, shit. So, yeah, totally. That's cool. You had one too, Nolan, huh? Yeah. I got it for Christmas one year, and I beat the hell out of it pretty much, and I rammed it into rock. I mean, just like you said, it gives you an excuse as a child to just destroy something. So, yeah, it was fun.
But even the battery life always was terrible on those remote control cars. Yeah,
it was a 9.6 volt.
Yeah, you charge it for 8 hours and get like an hour. You
get what, like 20, 30 minutes max?
Maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that back in the fucking late 80s and early 90s. Oh, and you got to make sure to get the quick charger. I'm like, cool. The 4-hour quick charger. Is that quick? 4 hours? I'm waiting around all day. I'm watching slugs run faster than this damn thing. No way.
Right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
So I've got a list here of some games coming out next year.
Okay.
If you want me to go through some of them, see what you guys think.
Sure.
So, wow, it's coming soon. Final Fantasy 13-2 actually comes out on the 31st of this month. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's coming out soon.
Do you think you're going to buy that, Johnny, or are you
Of course I
passing?
am. Yeah, of course I am. I definitely have to play that.
Day
I hope I
one.
like it more than I did 13. I really do. I'm really hoping it's more of the game that I wanted than 13 was to me.
What about you?
Did you hear about the poor sales in Japan of that game?
Oh, yeah. I remember reading that.
Yeah, I think we talked about
Tell
that.
me, I want
actually.
to hear this.
I think they-
13... Go ahead, Nolan. You might know more than me, but I was going to say, I think they said Final Fantasy 13 sold like 1.5 million, and then this one sold like 500,000 in the first
Yeah.
week or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it was only a third of the first week sales of 13.
Wow.
I think they're saying that I think Square was saying that it was due to a drop in female gamers purchasing the game.
Uh-huh.
I think it's more due to it's a direct continuation. So let's just assume that 1/3 of people that played Final Fantasy 13 in Japan probably are the only ones that, like, 1/3 finished it, and those are the 1/3 that are buying the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Well, probably remember like 10-2. A lot of people didn't like that game. I can actually admit I finished that game, which is really bizarre, but I didn't really mind it that much. But I can understand it not performing as well as a main title in this Final Fantasy series. But you know what? I'm going to say it again. I really think Square Enix really needs to go back to their roots, and they need to figure out why they became popular.
Well,
You know what I mean?
did you read the news story about, like,
Yes, I
the
did.
president and his
Yeah.
fucking... Yeah, because I watched Alpha Megason's video where he ranted about that.
Yeah,
where
I
the
did
president
too.
basically said to the company, he's like, if you're not going to make main games for the mainstream, don't make games.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, and that's the thing. Like Square used to be, yeah. Square's not what they used to be. That's for sure. Not during the Einhander days, and don't even get me going. You know, Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 days. And I'll even include 10 in there. That'll be nice. But yeah, they've really changed as a company, and I really hate the direction that they've gone in. It's like I feel like I don't even understand the company anymore. I don't feel like I relate to them anymore. They really need to create a medieval Final Fantasy again and go back to the roots and bring back the battle, wind music and all that shit. Everything that was a Final Fantasy game.
Honestly, I think like Xseed and Atlas are the new old school Squaresoft.
Yes,
They most closely resemble working designs, but I think
Yeah.
they've kind of taken that place where if you see a game published by Atlas or Xseed, you kind of trust that it's going to be something, or at least for me,
No, I
something that I'm
fully
most
agree with
likely
you.
going to be
Yeah.
interested in.
I totally agree with you on that. And that's really sad because Square used to be the cool RPG company, and it's just I don't look like it's so funny. Yeah, 13-2 is coming out at the end of January, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll play it, but I'm not like, yes, fuck yes, you know what I mean? And I used to be that way. I remember Final Fantasy 7 got released. I was jumping up and down, going through, running down my driveway at my old house. I remember going, yeah, it's Final Fantasy 7, it's coming out tomorrow. And I was even stoked when 8 came out, and 9. I even loved 9. 10 I was, and then I started to cool down a little bit. 11 I love, but then 12 kind of happened, and 12's not a bad game, but 13 really fucked me.
So, Johnny, would you say currently it's not hip to be Square?
Oh my God! He's
Point
just
games.
writing these things down.
Take notes.
So here's one that some people are probably going to forget all about, but I played it when I went to Comic-Con, and that's The Darkness 2. I got to play a demo of it, and it was like half an hour long. It was a pretty long demo, and it was excellent. It's so much better than the first Darkness, and for people that forget what The Darkness is, it was a first-person shooter that came out on 360. I forget if it got ported to PS3. I don't think so. I'm not completely sure. I forget. But the whole aspect of it was, it's like a 4-limb first-person shooter, so you can dual-wield guns, but then you also have these demonic creatures on your left and right side of the screen, sort of like extra appendages, and you use those with the bumper buttons to gnaw on enemies and shit. But this one, they've taken it to the next level of amazing attacks to use with those things. It's so like you can grab enemies and throw them, and they've kind of just perfected the use of the darkness is what they call it. It's very cinematic as well, the scene that I played out. So this is definitely going to be a game that you don't want to let go into your radar. Don't worry about not having played the first one. It's kind of a continuation in terms of some of the characters from what I've seen, but shouldn't be a big deal.
Hey Pete, does that game control well? I mean, considering you have the arms and then you're also shooting.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was most concerned about when I was getting ready to play the demo. They did a good job of walking you through it. It takes a little bit of getting used to all the different things because you're using tons of buttons to play the game, but it totally works. Yeah, I picked it up after like 10 minutes. So looking forward to that. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is also coming out the same day. I haven't looked into this game too much, but it's going to be some new like action open world RPG from the looks of it. Very colorful.
Oh yeah, and they moved The Last Guardian up to March, right? Did you read that?
They moved it up to March?
Yeah, it's coming out in March now.
Is it confirmed?
No, I just wanted to hear you go, what?
Yeah, because I didn't see anything about that.
I just wanted to hear you go, what the fuck? I want to get a crazy reaction. Is it being confirmed?
I thought that was too soon because I figured that game's coming out like the end of this year.
Oh no! Do you know I'm looking at some video gaming news here, and I guess there was something that said Sony confirmed that The Last Guardian is not canceled. The game is still in production. Previously, GameStop mistakenly reported that game had been canceled.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Interesting.
The last Wii game to come out, second to last, besides Xenoblade, that's actually worth a damn, is Rhythm Heaven Fever. Now, I'm pretty excited because I was literally about to import this game because they still had not announced a release date for America. And then, I'm not even kidding, like, I was about to import it on PlayAsia, and then the next day they're like, yep, February 13th release date. So I'm like, oh, thank God. And the game's coming out for $30. It's a sequel to the series that originated on Game Boy Advance in Japan, got ported over, a new game was released on the DS in America. And it's a really simple rhythm music game, but it's so amazing. It's one of the best DS games out there. And the Wii version, I played it when I went to PAX East or Prime. Yeah, Prime. I get them confused. And it's a lot of fun. So,
Who's developing it?
Forward. Let me see. I think it's Nintendo SPD Group number 1. So yeah, seems like it's some in-house Nintendo development team. Let's see here. Tales of the Abyss coming out on 3DS, so we're finally getting an RPG that hopefully will actually use 3D. And I've unfortunately heard that the 3D in this game sucks. So still don't have a true, real nice 3D RPG on 3DS. Twisted Metal comes out February 14th. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
When was the last Twisted Metal? When did that come out? Like a long time ago, huh?
Black.
Twisted Metal Black, 2001.
Yeah.
2001, 10 years ago. 11
God
years ago.
damn.
Has it really been?
Well, they might have been, there was Twisted Metal Online, which was sort of released, not commercially available. Like you had to send in for it, which I actually played a little bit of that, oddly enough, and it was kind of fun. Then there was Twisted Metal. Oh, no, we're wrong. The Twisted Metal's on the PSP, and then they ported it to the PS2. Head On.
Oh, Head On, yeah.
Yeah.
Still been a while, though, huh?
Yeah.
It's from a console version. That's not a port. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I love those games back.
I played that at PAX. That was awesome.
The new Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
Wow, they
cool.
didn't know they had
It
it.
was very cool looking.
Cool.
A lot of people are excited for that Asura's Wrath game. I haven't looked into it too much, but I was on the cross-platform podcast with Games of War and Point Blank Games and Asian Guy Gamer, and they were telling me about Asura's Wrath. And supposedly it's actually from the developers Cyber 2 Connect. I'm just looking at it right here. From the developers of those Naruto games on the PS3, the Ultimate Ninja games.
Oh yeah.
Now, granted, I haven't played the second one because I'm not really into Naruto much anymore, but I played the first one, and that game has some amazing animation and graphics. So if they're developing a game that's not based on, they have their creative will to make whatever they want, I'm really interested to see how this game's going to turn out. Let's see.
What, we're still in February right now?
Still February, and I'm skipping some games. Oh, SSX. comes out on the 28th for the PS3 and 360. I'm actually really excited for that. I watched a gameplay video. I posted it on Facebook. It looks like it's going to be like the best snowboarding game ever. It looked amazing. Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I don't think anybody really cares anymore. Like, seriously, already, Jason, I mean, if you're not excited, then we know that nobody cares. Ghost Recon, tell us.
I can't say that I'm going to go buy it day one.
Okay. So,
Cross it
not
off.
to shit on it, but that game has been like, it's a little late to the party. I mean, for crying out loud, how many shooters are we going to have? I mean, what do they do?
Now you start to sound like me.
There's nothing. I've watched gameplay of this game, and their biggest thing is like, oh, you can stealth up and go invisible and stuff. I mean, come on. I'm just getting so tired of these first and even third person shooters now are starting to get so redundant, and this game has taken so long to come out. I'm just not into it anymore, you know? Like, people are going to be so pissed when I make a video about like my favorite games of 2011, because you can name off, besides like Uncharted and Skyrim, you can name off any like AAA release or big time release from last year, and I can tell you I did not play it. Go ahead, try it.
Let me see. Gears of War 3, Pete?
Didn't play it.
What?
Halo Reach?
Well, that would be 2010, I think. Right?
Disqualification.
But no, yeah, I didn't play any Batman. I didn't play no Gears of War.
No Zelda.
No LA Noir. What else was there?
How about Dead Space 2?
Nope, no Dead Space 2. I just played a lot of the stuff that interested me, because the way I look at it is all of these big time releases. Well, the only one that I really still want to play is Portal 2. But all these big time like AAA releases, they're going to be $20 soon. You know, on clearance on Amazon and
Well, that's
everything.
true with any game.
Not necessarily the ones that I buy. The ones that I pick up, like the RPGs and the lesser print run games, they tend to hold their value and then get really hard to find, or even go up in value on eBay when they go out of print. So for the most part, I mean, I'm not that upset about not playing a lot of those games, because most of them don't really interest me much anymore.
How much does Duke Nukem Forever go for now?
It was on sale on Gamefly and like Amazon for $8 at one point.
Really?
Yeah, and I've seen it in the last couple of months on Steam for $4.99.
See, now that is
Yeah.
why, that is totally why I've stopped jumping the gun on these games for $60. Like, it's just not worth it anymore. Unless it's a game that I am dying to play, I'm not buying it like day one.
That's crazy.
Okay, continuing on here. Sorry.
Are you going to go through the whole year, or are you just going through the couple of months? What?
Yeah, just go to March.
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, I mentioned. Oh, definitely. Yeah,
That's a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
One I'm pretty excited for, and this is all on March 6th. Ridge Racer Unbounded. I'm really interested to see where they go with this, because everybody knows, as much as I love the Ridge Racer series, I mean, they're just copy and pasting. And I'm not even going to get into the Vita one, because we're not really even sure exactly 100% how they're going to deal with the US release of that game, because it's been a little bit delayed. It's not a launch title. But going from Ridge Racer 6 to 7, it was almost the same exact game. So this is going to be like a total reboot. It's like Burnout meets Ridge Racer, which it's not a bad thing. And this is for the fighting fans. Street Fighter X Tekken.
Oh, definitely day one. Oh yeah.
Wait, really? Mario Party 9? God damn.
Shit, this is what we're talking about.
I can't wait for that. I'm actually
Number 9? Why? Like, didn't you play enough of the first 8?
nope, never.
Now, I'll confess something here. I've never owned Mario Kart 1 through 8 or played. I played
Mario Kart or Mario Party?
Mario Party. And I rented Mario Party 2, I think, or 3 back in the day
get the
for
fuck
the
outta here.
64, but I've never played any of the other ones.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
How about you, Nolan? Have you ever played
I'll
them?
get 9. If 9 is
Yeah.
out, I'll play that shit.
Yeah, I have Mario Party 8 and 2, I think, for 64. And yeah, I play a lot of that with friends. You know, it's fun when you've got 4 people to play together.
It really is. And I guess I'll just be the fucking odd man out here and the only Mario Party fan on the podcast, but
You can be.
It can be, actually.
You guys are bugging me about Metal Gear. I owe you.
I love Mario parties. I really do. And I remember thinking back in the day, like, oh, look at this. I remember, here's a quick little story about it. Not to interrupt Pete's, year-long game talk. But, when Mario Party first came out on the 64, I remember looking at it and saying to myself, why would this be any fun? This looks stupid. For one, it's a board game on a video game console. And I said to myself as a little shit, I said, why would I want to play a board game on a Nintendo? I'll just play a board game if I want a board game. What's the biggest board game you ever played? And so, but then I played it with three of my buddies, and we all were looking at each other like, yeah, we're having a really great time doing this. And I was hooked. They're great party games, 4-player, local 4-player is great, and all the way up. Even Mario Party 8. I played Mario Party 8 on New Year's. It was great. Great time. So I'm looking forward to 9. I hope they can incorporate online somehow. I don't know that it's even possible. I don't know if Nintendo would do that. But if they do, that would be great. Looking forward to that.
I hate to be a party pooper, but I've never played any of the Mario Party games.
Really?
Never.
Me either. I've really
never played any of them.
Okay. You're gonna come over sometime, all right?
Okay.
And we'll play.
No, I'm very open minded about playing them. I've
and
heard good
if
things.
if you hate it, that's cool. But you at least have to play it.
I just know they're very expensive, like the old ones.
You know what we're gonna do? Okay.
Start them off with Mario Party 1 and put them on the game where you got to twirl the N64 joystick.
No, actually, those mini games are banned in my house because of joystick, snappage. You guys remember that? I've said this before on the podcast. When that game came out, there's a mini game where you do have to rotate the joystick 360 degrees as fast as you can, right? So what people were doing is they were taking the controllers, they were sticking them in the palm of their hand, and then they were rotating.
Yeah, that's how you break shit.
And
yeah, it broke my palm.
Yep, people would snap off joysticks, and they were breaking controllers left and right. At one time, and I remember this because I actually went through this, at one time, Nintendo, during those years, were actually replacing joysticks for free for people.
Wow.
If you called up and said, I broke it playing Mario Party, they would actually warranty and send out.
I think they were also sending out like custom gloves for Mario Party.
They did.
Really?
People's hands were getting like the skin was like tearing off.
They did. People were saying,
it was happening to me.
Yeah. If you complained about it, they would actually send out. I remember hearing that too, Pete. Yeah, they were sending out like little gloves, or it was a wrap or something. I don't know. It was something like that to where they were.
Because the N64 joystick has ridges on it, so when you twirl that really fast in your hand, it would make your hand like blister up and sometimes tear the skin.
And if anyone knows anything about Nintendo and all the 400 screens of safety that we read on the Wii, you know that Nintendo was very concerned about people's safety. So when they heard people were getting blisters and palms were being ripped off, yeah, they took action. But that is actually a true story. So, but what I'm going to do, John, for you, buddy, what we're going to do is you're going to come over and we're going to sit down and we're going to play Mario Party, and I'm going to stream it even. I'll stream it.
Okay.
You and I. I'll get a camera up.
I've got a better idea, Jason. Why don't you stream you watching Lord of the fucking Rings?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Here we go.
trying to go,
God
come over
damn,
and do
again.
this. Or you can't even do what you're supposed to do.
For copyright reasons, don't even stream the movie, Jason. Just stream you watching it. And we'll watch you watch it.
I'd be in line for that shit.
Oh, my God.
That would be an epic event.
I paid to watch that.
You guys really think I should do that?
Oh, yeah.
What you could do is make
streaming-
it a time. No, this is what you do. Make it a timed event. All right. So be like, okay, everybody get your DVD players ready, your Blu-ray players ready, and then everybody presses play at the same time, and then we all watch it together with you.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh my
And then you stream yourself.
Any
watching
commentary over it.
Let's make sure we're all watching the same versions.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
watch-
since there's 400 versions of the Hobbit edition, the 10-hour
The Hobbit
edition, or
edition.
whatever the fuck.
Is that pirate?
This guy doesn't even know what's going. The Hobbit edition.
I don't know. I don't
doesn't have
know.
a clue what's going on.
They're collecting, my copies are collecting dust. I'm here right now. They're
I just
collecting
dust
dust.
them off. They're fine.
Don't watch Lord of the Rings, please. Everybody, play Mario Party. That's
I'll tell you what, Jason. I'll play Mario Party if you watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay,
even
I don't
kidding.
know.
You know
I'm
what?
kinda-
You know what? Okay, I like that idea. That I will set up a camera and I will put it in my face if that's what everyone wants. And I will sit there and I will watch Lord of the Rings.
And you'll do it naked.
I'll do it in a Snuggie. How about that?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like
About
it.
that.
I really want to attend this.
And
too.
we'll stream Mario Party live together.
Okay.
Although I'm kind of skeptical, as you're saying, little kids, playing with their joysticks, getting
You know,
it's like palm issues.
we
I'm
you know,
blisters on the palms.
I do have a rule in my house. You know, my joysticks are in pristine condition, and like maybe about 15 years ago, I replaced all of the joysticks and made them nice. So we don't play those mini games anymore.
Okay.
So we may have to upgrade.
All right, that's a deal.
Like
I'll play Mario Party and you play. Okay, it's fair enough.
All right. So I don't know.
Hey, Nolan, you've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, I actually just got the Blu-rays for Christmas, so
Nice.
yeah, I think we need to set this up.
What do you think? Because you've been listening to the podcast, you've been listening to us bugging Jason. What is your thoughts on this?
Well, let's see. I've seen the trilogy probably around 10 times total. I've read the books 3 times, so it's safe to say that I really do like Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. So, Jason, buddy, I need you to just pull one out for us here.
Yeah, I'll pull one out. Yeah, I know. You know what? It's just one of those things.
No, it's one of those things. What is one of those things?
Well,
it's not one of those things.
Well, we've come to the crossroads, and now you guys are taking it to the next level. Now you guys are coming at me. You're taking it to the next level. You're saying now stream the shit. Put a camera in your face, Jay.
With a Snuggie.
Stream the shit, Jace. Go for it. With a Snuggie, Jace. Fuck.
Eating poutine.
Jace. What's
And
next?
some sugar cookies.
What's in sugar cookies? What's next?
DJing at the same time.
With BD.
DJing. I'm doing a
should remix.
Hobbit remix. Hobbit motherfucker.
Well, you're gonna definitely have
Lord
to do
of
it
the
in the
Rings.
next year.
Lord of the Rings.
Because the Hobbit's coming out in the year. So.
Dude, I saw. Okay, that's another thing I'm looking for in 2012 this year is the Hobbit.
The trailer of the Hobbit.
Saw the trailer. I almost busted my pants right there just watching it.
Yeah.
And Prometheus. Oh yeah. Well, have you seen Prometheus trailer yet, John?
No, I know. I remember you mentioning. I need to watch that.
You guys should watch it after this.
I will. Because I will watch. If I see you ask me something to watch, I will watch it for you, Johnny.
Fuck
I know.
you.
That's the kind of friend I am to you.
Fuck
Johnny.
you.
Hey, put it this way. Listen, the amount of movies that Pete has recommended to us that we watch, and I've watched them. I've personally had my eyes bleed on some of them, but I've watched them. Okay, I've actually fulfilled that. He says, "Hey, why don't you watch Rubber?" I go and watch Rubber. It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
That reminds me.
But I go and see it.
That reminds me. I watched. What was that other movie recommended Pete on Netflix? It's like.
Oh, yeah, that Aftermath movie or whatever.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I watched that.
Biggest waste of your half an hour
Yeah,
ever.
please, nobody watch that. That might be.
Well, by saying that, now they'll go and watch it.
Yeah,
I feel a new section coming on.
I sat there in silence, and I just.
What's the new section?
I couldn't believe what was going on.
Did you watch the Serbian film?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched what mattered.
Notice he hesitated there. He almost said, yeah. He's thought about
No,
it.
I watched what mattered. I didn't want to sit through the whole thing, but...
You watched the baby scene?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was so over the top. It just didn't bother me that much, but...
We've got people literally doing unboxing videos of the Serbian film on YouTube right now and then doing reaction videos.
I saw that. It's hilarious. I love it.
I feel a new section coming on. I really do. It's Pete's shitty movie recommendations.
Or how about this one? We'll do another section.
Pete picks.
Movies Jason hasn't watched.
No shit. Movies that everyone's going to flick Jason shit about till he watches them. God, I feel another...
Yeah, if you guys... Hey, Jude, I got to say, John, you recommended a bunch of films and I've watched them all and they were all excellent. Thank you.
Did you watch that? The Rocket Fire?
I did. I watched that like a week ago and it was excellent.
Good. Good.
It was kind of sad in a way, wasn't it?
It is sad.
Really
Yeah,
was.
it's sad.
It's the end of an era for sure.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because I didn't realize there was something before Chuck E. Cheese. I thought I started as Chuck E. Cheese. So
Yeah.
it was very cool to see the backstory. Kind of crazy I shouldn't say nuts, but how fanatical some of those guys were about
it's crazy.
having their own Rocket Fire band in their,
Rocket
their
Fire
little
Station. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You watch
wow.
it too, Jason?
Can I say something
Yeah.
and go on the record here?
What?
I may not have watched Lord of the Rings, but every movie you have recommended, documentary, I have watched.
Good.
And I've loved every minute of it. I do love documentaries, especially on this retro stuff.
Yeah.
Chasing Ghosts, Special When Lit,
Yeah.
Special When
The
Lit.
King of Kong, Rocket Fire Explosion, all these.
But you want to see Rocket Fire Explosion, but you don't watch Lord of the Rings?
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like,
And
yeah.
I've loved them. They were
Yeah,
great. I mean,
they're
keep
good.
them coming. Like if you
They're
could
good.
tell me,
I will.
maybe I'll watch those every time.
So what you say? You're just not listening to us. You
No, I'm listening to you. I just,
You know,
it's a different. They're on the shelf, and
this is bullshit. I get angry every time.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, I listen. Yeah, I'll watch all your films, John. But
But you have to admit, those ones were really. Those ones were really good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good.
yes,
They're just very nostalgic. I was watching.
Yeah.
I remember growing up as a kid, going to Showbiz Pizza and whatnot.
Yep.
So it is sad though, John. I agree with you at the end. It was like, wow, guy's
Yeah.
still around. His cuppy's still around. Just him.
a lot of great stuff in that video. Definitely
Yeah,
from
definitely.
our era, right?
Right.
That's the one about the Chuck E. Cheese band.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah. I gotta say, it was kind of funny listening to you guys talk about that. What was that, 2 podcasts ago? I was listening to the Christmas podcast from last year because I was just kind of in the Christmas spirit, and there was a part on there, Johnny, where you were talking about you and Rob went to Chuck E. Cheese, and there was this whole for his birthday or something. There was this whole conversation about how freaky those robotic, band people are, and then I go and listen to that podcast from a couple weeks ago, and then you guys are talking about it, and I was like, wow, that was weird.
Did you watch the documentary?
I haven't yet, but I've got
You need to check it out. It's actually it's funny because Johnny's right though. I mean they were kind of freaky, and if you were up close to them, like, and the music wasn't playing, like they were making a lot of noise. There's air going, they're like flapping around and stuff like that, and even like the main gorilla guy. What was his name, John?
Oh, the gorilla guy.
Yeah.
The black gorilla, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like he was so scary. Like they even had to tone him down. Like they had to do other in the documentary. They said that they had to like switch him out because he would.
Right.
Is this documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, it is free.
Yeah.
Instant stream?
Instant stream. Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely watch it, Pete. It's
Wait,
very
is-
cool.
Is Chasing Ghosts and all those ones on there? Netflix instant stream?
Chasing Ghosts is on Hulu.
I watched Rockafire Explosion on Hulu personally,
Yeah.
so it's there also.
Yeah.
I downloaded it.
Good
So
stuff.
So Chasing Ghosts, Rocket Fire Explosion. What was the other one?
A special one lit.
That's
What is that one? That's about the
about
arcade
pinballs.
Pinball.
pinball.
That's
Okay.
excellent.
And King of Kong is like the one about
Obviously, yeah.
Man, keep them coming, John. Those things are great.
Yeah, I'll keep
I
my
do
eyes
like
out.
those.
Feel
Yeah.
free.
Have you guys ever seen the documentary about like relationships that happen over video games?
Ooh,
Like
that
people
would be
that
What's it called? Please, I love this shit. What is it? What's the name of it?
I have to try. I'll do some research.
Ah,
and find out.
find
It was
that.
on Netflix instant streaming like a year ago, and I watched it, and it's so. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
I
but
should
they-
be on
like,
it. Xbox.
They show
shit.
relationships of like people that met over Second Life and like World of Warcraft.
Oh man,
they
I
meet
gotta
up
see
and
that.
get married and all that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, or at least
Oh.
part of it.
Like they don't know. They've never seen each other in real life, and they end up like. Well, I won't spoil it for you, but they
that
meet
ought
up
to be
in
a
real
fucking
life.
carnival.
Yeah. And they get
Yeah,
married.
kind of name of that. Hey, one thing I got to say to you guys, you are so lucky in the States to have the Netflix that you have. In Canada, we don't fucking have anything on Netflix, not even because there's all this legality bullshit. Where you guys have your Netflix is fucking excellent.
What did you watch? How'd you watch it then, Johnny?
I downloaded it. I said
you downloaded it, okay.
everything you say I have to download because
Yeah.
if I could get it off Netflix, I'd get it from there, but I can't. So sadly so. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Try to find that one, Pete. I'd be very curious.
I'm trying. Yeah.
And then here's Jason Heine, who met Xbox chick over Sega Rally Revo. Whatever the fuck game we were streaming, Pete.
That's funny.
Actually, there's the software company I worked at. There was this girl there, and she was not an attractive girl. I don't want to sound mean or anything. She was a really nice person, though. And I'm not being funny.
Hell of a
And
cook.
Hell of a cook. But anyways, she was like a computer modeler at the place that we're at, and she was very good. And she met some guy playing Ultima Online, and he came over from Australia,
Oh, jeez.
and then they got married.
Wow.
And it was like, wow, really? Wow. Interesting. And, they were happy, I guess. I'd love to know. I'd love to be able to track her down again. She's got some last name now. Who knows? Probably lives in Australia now. I lost track with her years ago. But that shit's very common, yeah. And that's why I'd love to see a documentary on it. It'd be fascinating.
I'm trying to find it. Like It's not a more well-known one, so.
Johnny, a good documentary you might like is called Trekkies. You ever seen that?
Chuckies?
Trekkies.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I own both of them.
Yeah, those are pretty funny.
Really good.
About the Star Trek fanatics.
Online dating. A second documentary. Online dating. Fuck.
There's one here called Second Skin. I don't think this is it though.
I think that's a porn.
Yeah, definitely porno.
Second Skin. I don't know what that would be about, but yeah.
We wouldn't know anything about it. Next.
It's like Hannibal Lecter bullshit.
What else is coming out, Pete?
Yeah, what else? Your March.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. We got
Jesus fuck.
You know, we got a whole
Tales of
big-
Grace.
We'll do the first quarter, right? And then we'll do the next quarters.
Yeah, well, the next podcast.
Yeah.
Tales of Grace's F for the PS3. Ninja Gaiden 3 for PS3 and 360. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. PS3 and 360. Kid Icarus Uprising. 3DS. Dragon's Dogma for the PS3 and 360.
Is anyone nobody like we'll listen to the Silence here? Anybody interested in that? Dragon's Dogma? Anyone?
I haven't looked up too much on it, but it looks like my kind of game.
I'm definitely in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very fascinating.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen much besides those initial videos that were shown last year, but yeah, it looks really, really awesome.
It's Capcom. I got a big, I'm hoping for them. I'm hoping that they pull something kind of cool off. So, yeah. I'm hoping that's everything that War of the North is not. Like, Kim keeps bothering me. She keeps keeps saying, "Hey, let's go play War of the North again." I'm like, no, I'm just not with it.
So, kind of an odd topic here, but I did a survey on my my website asking people what their favorite game publisher was. And I listed all the main top game publishers. Do you know what the number one was?
Atlas.
Is that 80 people voted?
EA.
Rockstar?
No. Mark, any guesses?
I already saw it, so I won't say.
Okay. Nintendo, 38%.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And then second place was Konami with 10%. So it was distant second. And then third place was Capcom with 8%.
Huh.
Damn, Nintendo just...
But I had all the main ones listed. I didn't have Atlas listed, but I had all the main ones, all the other ones listed. It was interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Bethesda, I think, might have been up there too pretty high. Bethesda might have been like 9. I think Bethesda was third with 9%, and Capcom was fourth. 9%. Interesting, though, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's see the Wii U come out.
Yeah, we're going to maybe get information about that this year. Maybe, you think? I don't know.
E3 for sure.
Yeah.
There's no demo units. They said something about that. There won't be any demo units, but they're going to relaunch it. Maybe with talking about a game this time.
Maybe they should rename it to the Ryu.
The redo.
Oh shit!
The GiantBomb.com has like a list of every video game documentary out there.
Oh really? Just
Yeah.
send me a link to that. That'll be
Yeah,
perfect.
just link me to that shit. I'd be in line to link that shit.
No, you're not watching anything else. Jesus Christ, you got things to watch already.
No, I think I'll watch some documentaries on my
I
free time.
hate this guy.
Nice.
I want to watch
think
a documentary. I want to watch a documentary about Jason watching Lord of the Rings.
I got this camera
down.
fucking
That'd be the
following me
live stream.
around. I wake up, I'm like, well, here I am waking up. There's the there's the fucking Lord of the Rings up on the shelf, looking at me in the face.
My precious.
There's Johnny just staring at a screen.
Oh, I wish I could. I'd bust down the fucking door. You'd be half naked. I'd be throwing the fucking DVDs at you. Oh, we'd make it happen.
Even though this list is pretty big, I still don't see a name or description that jumps out to me.
Second Skin, the movies.
No.
Documentaries.
I watched the trailer on their website. It's not it.
Oh, well, I'm going to get that. Second Skin.
Any other games, Pete, in March?
March, not really.
Okay. Well, next podcast we can talk about, second quarter of games. But do we have any questions, Jason?
I don't even have my soundboard hooked up.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Do you have any
Keeping it
text questions or
keeping it
quick
real
draw,
low
or-
pro. I don't know.
We can always do questions next podcast too. No big deal.
I'm just trying to find this goddamn documentary.
I'm downloading the Second Skin right now. Okay.
Second skin.
It says parental.
It's a porno.
Hey, so we what's Pete? Give us an update on our voting
Yeah, John.
tournament.
Yeah, John.
He's bitter, dude. That picture you picked of the dog is bullshit too.
Yeah, Pete will do
Ugly
that.
as fucking dog.
All right. So
People
here's
do
the
that.
story. Let me get to this website here.
And then he'll go in
Hey,
the
I picked-
fucking
I
forums.
typed in-
He'll go in the forums and he'll start poking. He'll start fucking poking
I typed
people.
in ferocious dog.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever happened to the...
He picked the most awful, like hideous dog ever.
So let's see here. Yeah, the last battle was. Let me try and find it here. The last battle was throw up controller versus sealed copy of Pure Solar, and throw up controller won 56-29.
Nolan, have you voted?
Yeah, I voted. I got your back, dog.
There you go.
Woof.
My dog pound.
Oh,
Woof, dog pound. Woof.
So here's what ended up happening. We posted the battle for the current one, which is Gamester's Dog versus the Human Centipede. And it started off actually really close. It was always like 1 or 2 votes separating the two of them. And then all of a sudden, like today, I get on there, or yesterday, and I check, and like all of a sudden, there's like 20 votes for Gamester's Dog over Human Centipede. So I'm like, what the fuck? I get on Facebook. There's John rallying the troops,
Dude, so here's
to
the
get
deal.
get everybody to come on and vote for his dog.
Look at the time that I posted that thing on Facebook. It's way after that jump happened anyway.
Yeah, woof, woof. Can I just say here, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, Pete, you posted December 31st at 12:28 p.m. And the second message on December 31st, 12:40 p.m., the second post after it, there's Pete rallying the troops.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the sick and twisted minds of many listeners. The Human Centipede supporters will put him a fight. He's
but no,
fucking
but
poking
listen,
people.
Yeah.
But no, see, this is the difference. The people that see that are already on the forum. The people that John posted on Facebook might not even listen to the podcast. You know what I mean?
No, I said if you're a fan of the podcast, be sure to vote. Dogs appreciate your support.
Yeah,
That's all I
dog
said.
Me. Oh my
Dog
god.
pound. But
Dog
dude,
pound.
look at the time I posted that. I'm dead honest with you, Pete. I was way ahead, way before I even posted that shit. Way ahead.
All right.
Controversy.
This is serious business here.
This is.
I voted before you posted it, John.
See?
Don't worry.
Thank you. He's got my back.
Woof, woof.
Dog pound.
Dog pound.
But seriously, what kind of image of a dog is that, Pete? Come on, really? I mean, we're talking about dog parks. We're not talking about fucking like pit bull fighting.
Hey, the referee can't fucking moderate, okay? The referee just needs to call the shots and be done. All right? You can't be in there fucking poking people.
That's an angry looking dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like fucking Cujo.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine
it is.
John going to a dog park with that fucking dog?
I know. I'd be fucking killed.
Not gonna be picking up anything
Dead people.
but a goddamn bill, the hospital.
So where are we standing right now with the votes?
Right now it's
57
57.
for you, 31 for the Human Centipede.
Oh, woof, woof.
Woof, woof.
Dog pound.
So your dog is going to go on to verse the winner of the next round, which is either the whale or poutine. Which can go either way, I kind of think. I actually think poutine might take it.
You think so? Over the whale?
I don't know about that.
That's going to be close. I mean, Nolan fought the whale.
Yeah, that was
I think-
tough.
Even
My,
like
my
that.
new pick for the one I want to win is Gary's cat. Just because I love the picture that I found for Gary's cat.
What the fuck?
It's fucking a cat just laid out on its back.
It's a
Yeah.
classic. And Pete, where
Honestly,
can people go to
Dynamite
vote
Ducks
for this? You go to our All Gen Gamers website, right? Go to our forum.
AllGenGamers.com. I post reminders every time I post the new poll on Facebook and Twitter. Usually every Saturday, sometime that day or early Sunday, it'll be up.
And something we were kind of talking about off air before the podcast was our image, our logo.
Oh yeah.
Needs an update, needs a facelift. It's pretty plain Jane. So if you guys have
It needs a second skin.
it needs look at this, Mr. Pun. So if any listeners or users out there who want to create a new image for us for our logo, that'd be awesome. We'd appreciate that.
Also, if you make the logo, you don't have to, but making like a smaller logo for iTunes so we can post the new logo on iTunes as well would help a lot.
Yeah, we'll need a new banner for our website too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's actually a bit that goes involved with it. So you need to do
So
it.
have fun with
I
that.
mean, honestly, if you're gonna have to do multiple versions, banners, a totally square image.
YouTube page layout.
all sorts of stuff. So just good luck, have fun, bar to bar, all that sort of shit. Gamesters dog pound, woof woof, motherfucker.
But most likely, I would assume that the new logo would also be used on the new shirts as well. So. Right? Or,
yeah.
Probably.
It can definitely be incorporated,
Absolutely.
So all you Photoshoppers, get on it, have some fun.
You don't have to include our slogan.
No, yeah.
Because it's a pretty long slogan and it doesn't really hold true too much anymore in terms of all generations of gamers, because I don't think 5-year-olds should be listening to this podcast,
Why? It might like a Serbian film.
Yeah. Pete's shitty game or video game and movie recommendations, Watch those.
Podcast.
What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
What's the shittiest movie you ever saw?
What's the worst? I can't do it. On that.
What's the biggest balloon you ever popped?
It's bad that the second you mentioned balloon, this first thing that came to mind were those balloon fetish videos.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. That's what it's about. It wasn't coincidence.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, you guys, submit some pictures, okay?
Images or logos or whatnot.
Logos, yeah.
We appreciate it.
We really do. I don't know where you want to put them. Maybe on our Facebook? What do you guys think?
Yeah, or on the forums, or I don't know, maybe whatever, wherever we can find them.
Yeah,
YouTube message is probably the worst.
Yeah, don't even go there.
If we get enough of them, we'll make a poll and leave it up to
there you
people
go
to vote.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Should we do a topic and then have people post in there and then vote? I don't know, Pete. You're the freaking.
I don't know. It
forum
depends
guru.
how many people. I don't think we're gonna get too many people that do this.
You're the one poking everyone in there, so. So I don't know. Put them on our Facebook, I guess.
There you go.
Well, what the hell have we been playing?
I don't know, after your epic last week, man.
Yeah, I just stopped playing altogether because I just couldn't take it.
Like, I just can never compete with Pete Thor ever again. I haven't been playing much. I mean, I've been pretty busy with work. I've been playing pretty much the same games as before. Burger Time World Tour. I will say the game's definitely not cheesy.
I would love a cheeseburger.
That's hamburger.
No, it's actually really fun.
Fucking hamburger over here. Shit.
I know. I just posted a review on my YouTube channel, and it's on my website as well. But it's a fun game. It's really fun. I want to play multiplayer, and too bad people just don't play online. And so it's too bad that there's no online community because people just don't play online, apparently. But I've heard it's really fun multiplayer. I've also been playing. I'm still playing Rocksmith a lot, and that's it's really cool because what I've learned from playing it over this past couple of weeks is it adjusts to your learning level. And if you're struggling with a particular section of the song, actually it will take you out of the song and it will step you through that guy, and it won't let you continue until you hit the right notes. So it's pretty smart in that regard, and it's a really fun game. So if you learn to play the guitar and learn to play the real guitar, definitely check it out. But it doesn't show you what the notes names are or anything like that, or how to read music. It just shows you how to read on the game. So that's kind of a bummer.
Hey, John. So you've been playing a lot of Rocksmith, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean you've been playing a whole lot with your G string?
Only your mom's G-string.
Bah.
And other than that, I beat Uncharted 2, so I'm ready to move on to Uncharted 3 now. That's a blast. And then playing some Batman Arkham City as well, which is great. So I like playing as a Catwoman. I kind of wish they would have expanded that a little bit more, but it is what it is. Have you guys played that Arkham City?
No.
Not Arkham City.
Pete? I guess you said you haven't played any of the... No? Nolan?
No, I haven't.
It's definitely
I haven't played
good.
the first one still.
What's that? You haven't played the first one yet?
I played the demo of it, but that was about as far as I got.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like the whole Batman thing. It's pretty fun. Definitely recommend it. So that's me. How about Jason, to you?
I'm going to be honest here. I haven't played a lot. I got a lot going on. I don't want to talk too much about it just yet, but I'm actually embarking on a new journey, I will say. I'll leave it at that.
Are you taking the ring to the mountain and dropping it into the lava?
And then it's going to
Lord of the Rings?
Oh, God.
what
For fuck's sake. I can't even say a word. So,
Adventure to Mordor.
Yeah, Mordor. There you go. It's Mordor.
Oh, you guys and your fucking big fancy places and lingo here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Big fancy.
This is pretty. You guys are pretty sweet.
Pretty crazy.
Pissing me off. So yeah,
you've been busy, Jason. You've been busy. So
You've been busy.
yeah, I've been pretty busy, but that's about all I really want to say right now about it. So I'm going to be doing something kind of big in the next couple weeks. So that's about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. Really am.
I probably won't be playing a whole lot of games during the time, but I will be back up and running and playing lots of great games when I'm back. So
He's going to be watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So when he's back.
He's going away.
Yeah, you're gonna need a break.
yeah, that's right. Hey, I did watch Lord of the G-Strings. Does that count? Do you guys give me credit for that?
Oh,
I did though.
Him and these G-strings. How was that? How was the plot?
Man, I mean, if
How was
Lord of
her
the Rings
plot?
was anything like that, I'm gonna really enjoy it.
are you kidding me? That's the fucking worst fucking porn movie.
It was seriously the worst thing I ever saw.
You actually saw it this for real? Is it decent?
No, I just watched the YouTube highlights.
No.
So that's really it for me, guys. Let's move it on to Do I Dare Say, Mr. Pete Dorr.
Oh, let me get my Valiums. Just give me a sec.
I didn't play anything.
Fuck off.
Get out of here.
Nah, of course I'm lying. I played Star Wars Old Republic, of course, some more. That game got pretty dangerous, so I've been trying to lean off of it a little bit because within the first.
I was watching you stream it. Actually, it was really. It didn't look that appealing, to be honest with you. It looked cool, but it didn't I wasn't like, oh my god, I wish I could play that game. I thought, oh, that's cool. It was really cool to watch you play it and all that, but it didn't really move me that much.
I mean, I really enjoy the story because I was playing as a trooper. And I'm on the Republic side, obviously. And, first I was going to say the first, 3 days I had the game, I played it for 24 hours. So I'm like, okay, let me just, back off a little bit here. Because MMOs will do that to you. You lose track of time. And I created another character. I started as a male smuggler, which, a really cool fact about the male smuggler, he's actually voiced by Nolan North, who also voices Nathan Drake in Uncharted. So... It's funny because every time he talks, I kind of hear Nathan Drake. But the smuggler storyline is so awesome. It's a lot better than the trooper storyline. So if anybody's starting on the Republic side, I'd recommend going for the smuggler. Obviously, I heard the Jedi Counselor story is pretty good too, but it really is like Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox and PC in terms of the way they play out the story and stuff. It's pretty interesting, and you do get companions, so you can totally play this like a single player game. You have a party members that you can put on your team and everything, and they have their own AI, and it's pretty fun. I don't like it as much as I liked Rift at first, but it's pretty enjoyable. For a Star Wars MMO, I think this is right up your alley for anybody that's a fan of Star Wars. It's a lot of fun.
I'm scared to be way addicted to it. It'd be like the end of my life, as we know.
I'm 35 hours in on my trooper, who's level 18, and now I'm about 10 hours in on my smuggler.
Yeah. So, Pete, would you say that it's still just as fun as an MMO, even though it could be played like a single player? Because I played a lot of MMOs, and I've played Star Wars Galaxies quite a bit. And
I say it'll be refreshing because the storyline is really that unique. It every time it gets into the cutscenes, normally in an MMO, most people can agree you don't give a shit about what the quest givers have to say to you. But this you're really interested. You want to see what happens next, and the voice acting is generally pretty good. Graphic-wise, it has that Mass Effect feel where it zooms in on the faces, and they shift the camera angles around, so it's not like static images all the time, like, say, Oblivion. Or I shouldn't say Oblivion. No, I mean Oblivion. Sorry, I was thinking Skyrim. But yeah, it's really good. Other than that, I've been playing just a couple of Super Nintendo games. I was playing Treasure of the Rougarou, which is an unreleased, outside of Japan, Squaresoft RPG for Super Nintendo, which bears a heavy resemblance to the Final Fantasy games.
What's it called?
That's a really good game. It's really interesting. Treasure of the Rougarou, or Rougarou no Hiho. And the really interesting thing about it is there's 3 separate storylines. And depending upon which character you select at the beginning, you get your own different storyline, different party members, and each storyline is written by a different person, so they're really unique and different. And the characters from all three separate storylines kind of overarch and pass by one another once in a while in the story. So I live streamed that one night. It was pretty interesting. The one thing that's really unique about this game that kind of sets it apart is you create your own spells by using combinations of words and letters. So as you're adventuring through the game world, you can kind of find if an enemy uses a spell, you can write it down and kind of encode that into your spellbook and use it yourself. Certain chests will tell you like codes or names that you want to use to create certain spells. So depending on like prefixes and suffixes, you can create spells that target all allies, all enemies, make it more powerful, just all different effects. And the really funny thing is it's a translated patch of the Japanese version, so there's some translation problems. But if you type in, like say I name one of my spells Jason Heine, it'll actually generate a spell based on your name. So you might be like a fire spell that targets all enemies or something.
Hell yeah.
Or if I typed in Pete Dorr and I was like a lightning spell. So it's kind of funny in that regard. So the only problem with it though is when you put in these spells into your spell book, every character knows the spells. There's absolutely no uniqueness between the characters in terms of moves and abilities, unfortunately. So that game's pretty cool. I also played one of the most amazing Super Nintendo RPGs I've ever played, and it's called Treasure Hunter G. This is another Squaresoft RPG never released outside of Japan. I'm playing the translated version, and this is really good. It's developed by Sting, who are responsible for, most people will know them for like the Riviera games on Game Boy Advance, PSP, Yggdra Union, Knights in the Nightmare, Hexi's Force, stuff like that. And this is an early Super Nintendo RPG, or sorry, I shouldn't say early. It's actually one of the last.
One of the later ones, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the last release games for Super Nintendo. By early, I mean, first thing, it's an early game for them. But it's really, really good. Whoever translated this game did such an amazing job. The writing is hilarious. They take some liberties, obviously, because when you enter battle, it says, "Let's kick some ass," and I'm highly doubting it actually said that in the Japanese version. But yeah, the writing's hilarious. The combat system is sort of like a turn-based tactical RPG. Depending upon what colored squares you move on, it takes away certain action points and you use action points to attack. So sort of like a very standard battle affair. But yeah, it's really good. The story is pretty interesting. I'm kind of early in terms of story, but supposedly you just find some. Your party is made up of two kids, a girl and a monkey, and the girl and the monkey supposedly have some kind of like mystic powers. This is the gist I'm getting from it so far, and possible spoilers here if anybody plans on playing this. But the town that you grew up in the beginning of the game gets burnt down, and something happens to like your grandfather or something like that. So I'm really liking this game. I streamed it for like 3.5 hours. Really enjoying it. Definitely going to play some more of that soon. Also, I picked up and played Demon's Crest for Super Nintendo. Are any of you familiar with this game?
Of course.
It's
I did a small review on it when I talked about ghouls and ghosts and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the Gargoyles Quest series, which I've never played any of those on the Game Boy, Nintendo, or anything like that. But man, I have to tell you, I was kind of blown away by this game. The music, the atmosphere, the gameplay, the graphics, the enemy designs. It's so amazing. It's pretty challenging, though. By the third level, the third boss was just kicking my ass. But man, what an amazing game. Like the way that game starts off, it just gets you so pumped because it starts off like fighting a skeleton dragon. You know? It reminds me of Super Metroid, but just linear levels. You know what I mean? And it kind of seems like it's got a Mega Man. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Johnny, but you can select the order in which you want to play the levels, but I guess it kind of makes sense to just play them in the order they tell you to.
It's been some time.
Because there's the world map where you can fly around in Mode 7 graphics.
Yeah, that's what I'm remembering, right? Like...
Because it lets you select levels, but it seems like like in the classic Mega Man style, you get certain power-ups that you want to use on the next boss. Because they number the areas with Roman numerals. So I'm assuming that's this order I'm supposed to go in.
Yeah, I'll have to try it out again and get back to it. Like I remember I went back to it when I was doing Ghouls and Ghosts, and I'm like, I have to talk about this game again. But Andrew Rutz was the true expert with that game back in the day. He was incredible with it. So
yeah, I'm really liking that game. Also, what else? On the 3DS, I played more Cave Story and more Shinobi. Cave Story is still really good. I'm really enjoying that game. And Shinobi, I've made it now to the 2nd level, which it's got some problems. I really enjoy just the regular side-scrolling 2D parts, but they throw in these like really drawn-out sections where you're like riding on the horse, which isn't too bad. But then in the 2nd level, you start off on like these tanks, and it's a really long and drawn-out and kind of boring segment. They kind of try and pepper those scenes in, I guess, to play off the 3D element and add their own flair to the series. But it doesn't really, I don't think they really go that well with the regular 2D stuff. But other than that, I mean, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's more of just trial and error, figuring out what enemies come when, and just getting the parrying down. You have to get the parrying down in this game to advance. Yeah, and other than that, I think that's basically it for me.
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Yeah. Just mostly Star Wars, basically.
I'm disappointed, Pete.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure. Nice. So yeah, I
No
saw
one. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Go for it. No, Johnny, what have you been playing?
No, I was just gonna ask Nolan what he's been playing.
Oh, Nolan, yeah.
Sure. My list probably isn't as long as Pete's, but I'm taking a little bit of a break right now from Skyrim. Put about 50 hours into that. Say about halfway through the main quest. Decided to put it down, kind of, stretch it out a little bit and be able to come back to it and enjoy it. Still been playing some multiplayer on Modern Warfare 3. I got a buddy at work that when we want to take some frustrations out after a long work day, we get on there after work and shoot some people up. This past few days, I've actually been playing a game on the iPad, which it's not an iPad game. It's Shining Force, and it's the port to the iPad. Mm-hmm. And I've always been kind of a fan of those tactical RPG style games, like the Final Fantasy Tactics or Advanced Wars type, where you kind of have, and I didn't know Shining Force had this, but you kind of have that world map where you can move your units around, and then they when they engage in battle, they have a little bit of a fight animation, which is pretty neat to see for an older game. So I've been playing that. I travel a lot, so I've been trying to pick up some games on the iPad. Other than that, I picked up, since I got my PS3 kind of recently, I picked up the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection. Started playing Eco first because it's I haven't played Shadow of the Colossus. I played Eco back in the day, and it's bringing back a lot of memories of when I first got my PS2. So I really like. It's
kind of funny. It's usually the opposite way. Most people never played Eco and played Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I remember Eco being one of the earlier games I played. I didn't at first. It didn't appeal to me just because of the screen. What I like about it now is the screen, is not cluttered with status bars and maps and all kinds of stuff like that. It's like you're just kind of playing this story, which it's fun going back to it in HD and seeing what it looks like now. But so I've been playing a little bit of that, and then finally, Johnny, this will warm your heart, but I also picked up the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. So
very nice.
Yeah, started with. I've only beaten the first 2 Metal Gear Solid games, so I'm starting with Sons of Liberty, and then I'll eventually get to Snake Eater down the road, but I've got too many other games. You should
definitely do it on the high def kind of collection. Then that'd be a beautiful way to play that game.
Yeah. I actually haven't played it before, so this will be the first time playing the third one. So yeah, I'll get to that, but that's just about it for me.
Yeah, the third one is still my favorite in the series. I really like the fourth one, but the third one, there's just an emotional storyline in that one that's just, I think, is the best one in the Metal Gear series. So you really would recommend number 3 to you. Really, number 2 is good, but number 3 is kind of kind of what you want out of a Metal Gear game, I guess.
Yeah. And number 3 takes place before the other games, right? So I could so I could probably play that even before playing, like 1 or 2 even, right?
You could. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll start with that one then.
Do it. The story with the boss is fucking excellent. It's just it's just really cool. The enemies are really good. Gameplay is just, I loved it. There's something about Snake Eater that just kind of rubbed me the right way. It was an excellent game. And it's funny. Everybody's like, the 4th game is the best. And the 4th game is great, but you haven't played the 4th one, have you?
No, I actually haven't. I just played the first 2 back when they first were pretty much launched. So, yeah, I haven't played a Metal Gear game for a long time, so I decided I want to get back to it. And
that might be
hearing
interesting.
You talk,
yeah, sorry. It might be interesting for you to play through the entire series. That would be so cool to do.
Yeah. I think I will because, I have a lot of good memories with the first Metal Gear. I remember one summer my cousin and I just sat down and put it in and just played through it all in one day straight. And, the ending cinematic when they're riding away, that I had never seen a PlayStation 1 do this before, but it froze and it showed like a little disc at the top. And I knew we had, put in some good time when that happened. So yeah, I go far back with the Metal Gear games too.
Cool.
But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so maybe we'll start with the 3rd one. You talked me into it, so.
Yeah, message me, tell me what you think about it. Like, honestly, I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about it.
All right, I will.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Pete,
that's just about it. So,
Nolan, you mentioning iPad games and stuff. Pete, did you see that? Have you played Sonic City for the iPad?
I haven't picked that up yet.
I know it's on didn't it just come out for PSN and Xbox Live as well, right?
Yeah, I still haven't bought those versions. I'll get around to it eventually, but I think if I'm going to buy it, I'll probably just buy it on the console. I just don't think I'd be able to play Sonic on the iPad. I'd need some kind of physical controller.
I heard you can change the music between like the Japanese version.
That is a cool feature because I've never played the game with the Japanese soundtrack, so I'd really be interested in playing it with that. Mm-hmm. And you can unlock Tails.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he was never available in the original version. I did buy Fruit Ninja on the iPad too, which I've never played that game before, and it's pretty fun.
Nice.
And a free game, which anybody that has an iPad, download Electro Master. It's a free game that's sort of like a shooter. I don't know. You charge up it's like an 8-bit style game, and you charge up a laser, and when you let go of the screen, it fires off a laser, and you just kind of push the enemies away with it. It's interesting. It's free, so I'd recommend it. And you still need to get Space Junk, John.
Space Junk, yes.
Yeah, I played some more of that too, and that's a great game.
Is that?
Oh, it's cheap. Yeah, I think it's like $1 or $2.
Nice. Okay, I'll check it out.
So I guess I'll talk about games I've been playing, and it's funny. Platinum Games, obviously, they're going to make the new Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Rising, and I was really blown away that they were going to, Konami was going to let them take charge of this game. So I kind of thought to myself, man, I need to play a few more Platinum games. And this is the funny one. Everybody's been recommending this to me. Everybody's like, go play Vanquish. I remember Oliver was bugging me. I've actually had a guy send me the game. He said, you got to play this game. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. And this was like 2 months ago. I finally sat down over this Christmas break. I finished Vanquish last night. And I got to say, it's a fucking excellent game. I highly recommend people play this game. It would be in my top games of 2011 for sure. What a blast! What a lot of fun. Is it a deep, incredibly? Is it like a Modern Warfare 3 type of game? Absolutely not. No. But it's a fun Japanese shooter. Like Pete, what are your thoughts on Vanquish?
I really enjoyed it. I never finished it because I started the combat just started to get a bit not repetitive, but just I started to lose interest in the combat because the game is very fast paced, and I really enjoyed it for like the first 2 hours, but after a while I just felt like I was doing the same thing over and over, and I guess I just wasn't in the mood. Yeah, it is a shooter, but it's a shooter unlike any other because it's like constant action. But,
constant action. It's amazing. It's adrenaline rush.
I'll probably
having
do it again,
such a blast.
I gotta finish it eventually because it is a really
I really recommend it. I really recommend it. It's a lot of, as exactly what you said, it's an adrenaline rush. Like when I am blasting on those jets or whatever on your suit, and you're flying and you're blasting things in slow motion and stuff. Oh, god damn, it's cool. And there was one part that I kept dying on, but I kept on going because I was just so enthralled by it. So Vanquish, I 100% understand why Konami is trusting them. These guys make some really crazy over the top games, and I think Rising needed a little bit more than what Konami was doing. I watched that big documentary on that. Did you watch any of that, Pete?
Was it posted recently?
Konami and Kojima talking about why they picked Platinum Games. Maybe I forget how long.
I didn't see why, but I read it. I didn't watch any interview or anything.
Go really watch it. It's very interesting to hear why Kojima was having like problems internally. Getting Rising to work, Rising to rise, into the game that he wanted, and he was not happy with the development. And the team was very all over the place, and things. It was just a project that wasn't working. So he decided to take it to an outside developer, which Konami never does, and they completely trust it. And it's a really good little documentary of them talking why he's gone with them. I really recommend it to anybody. It's on there. I'm sure you can just check it out on YouTube. Metal Gear Rising documentary, Kojima, type that in or something. But I was fascinated. I was just so fascinated that they were going to go with Platinum Games, and it's going to be a very interesting game, Metal Gear Rising. I think it's just going to be over the top action, kind of like Vanquish was. So anyways, Vanquish, that was a cool game, and I don't have anything else. On New Year's, here's something nostalgic that I did, and I put in a game on New Year's Eve, and I hadn't. Basically, it was the very first time I actually got a copy of this game and played it on my own, and that was on New Year's 22 years ago. I was able to buy this copy of a game off my friend, and the game was actually Ease on the Master System. And I finally got the copy off him for $10. I ran home. It was like 12:15 midnight. My family's out, and I popped it in my Master System, and I finally got to play Ease on my own. It was like, and I couldn't believe it. On New Year's hit, and I'm like, I was thinking back to past New Year's. I'm like, oh my god, the summer. I think it was 89, 88, 89 that I put that in. Isn't that crazy? It was 22 years ago.
That's crazy.
I played Ease. I played that Ease for the very first time. I couldn't believe it's 22 years ago for me. That's spooky. So I only played the game for 15 minutes and I got bored, but it was kind of it was symbolic. It was symbolic. I like my symbolism. And the only other thing I want to mention is a big thank you to Pete, because I got a package in the mail from Pete Gore. And besides the slimes that he got for Kim, which I thanked him for before the podcast, is that something else he got for me. I opened up the package and it's the Skyrim soundtrack, and I'm like, oh, fucking cool. Like, I'd already downloaded the music because I love the music of Skyrim, but I opened it up and I'm I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I had to look at it 3 times, Pete. I've already thanked Pete ahead of time just so we know it's not the first time, but I'm looking and I'm like, oh no, I guess maybe it comes this way. Signed by the composer. Pretty cool.
Oh, I almost bought that.
Oh,
should have.
Cool. So that's the thing I want to hear. Pete, where did this come from? Like, just give me the history on the item.
It's they were selling it directly from like Jeremy Soule. I think that's the way you pronounce his last name. Mm-hmm. He has like his own music company, and for a limited time, you were able to buy it, and he was signing copies of it. So I bought it a while ago, like when they first announced it.
How many do you think he sold? How many went out there? Do you know?
No idea.
It goes for a lot.
Weren't they doing it? Yeah, weren't they doing it for just like a certain amount of time? They didn't say like a quantity or anything.
Yeah, they didn't say any kind of quantity. Like the soundtrack itself is still available, but not signed. But like when they first started popping up on eBay, they were going for a couple of $100. But now that people saw that the price on it was so high, like more of them are starting to pop up on eBay. Obviously, they're not that much higher, but if that price is any indication, it's that's probably the price it's going to be in the future when they become rare again.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So how much is it? How much? The money's not a big deal, but
he's
I'm
going to sell
curious.
it. Pete. That's why he's asking. He's playing this.
Yeah. How much can I sell it? I mean, how much does it sell? How much does it sell for an average?
Why are you coming in really low?
I'm speaking right into the microphone. How much does it sell for on average? The average price of it?
Well, right now I haven't really checked too much, but I'd probably say maybe around 70 to 100 right now. But that's just because a lot of people were listing it to try and capitalize, because the first couple that sold for like 300 to 250.
Wow.
$5.
$5.
But give it a year. Give it a year or two, and it'll probably go back up again when people,
He'll be signing everything, that guy now. He'll be selling his own sign by himself.
Cool. Hey guys, before we take off, I have John, you're done with your games, right? I don't know.
I've actually got another hour and a half
always
to
get
go.
pissed every time I cut you off or whatever. But I have a gaming piece theater. It's been a while since I've done a gaming piece theater, and you guys continue posting questions and items you'd like me to talk about. Go to our forums. There's a big segment on there. But this is from Ricastro65, and he wants to know more about the Sega Channel. And he remembers it growing up, but he doesn't really know too much about it. He doesn't really know how many subscribers there were and why basically it went away. Now, let me ask you guys this. Did you guys ever have a Sega Channel growing up?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes,
okay.
I did.
Okay, you did.
No.
Now, Johnny, I doubt in Canada, I think they had it up in Canada, but it wasn't as popular as it was up down here in the States. So
I knew it existed, but I couldn't ask my parents for it. They'd be like, fuck off, you're not getting the Sega Channel.
Why are you coming in so low?
you're really low, but
Hey, how's that? Am I loud?
There you go. There you go.
I'm yelling.
Okay. All right. So anyway, the Sega Channel came out in December 1994, and it was discontinued July of 1998. So it lasted 4 years. And what it was an adapter that you plug into your Genesis, and it would go through your cable TV, and it was by Time Warner or TCI, which eventually TCI was bought out by AT&T here in the States. And it was a service that you pay initially for $25 for, and it would be a $15 a month subscription service. And at any given month, there would be 50 games you can download or actually stream through your cable, which is, this is back in mid-90s. It's just pretty amazing.
Mind-blowing,
yeah, right? But here's the interesting thing. This isn't the first console to do this. The Intellivision had a play cable. You could do this on the Intellivision back in the early 80s. But unfortunately, that didn't work out very well. But they definitely did it very well here with Sega, because it only took like a minute to download the game. And the cool thing about they would change it every month. You have a new list of games, and they would have games that you could actually like sample and play. Like they had Primal Rage, for example, where you could test it out and sample. You could play as 2 characters, and you try set before the game was even released in the market, which is cool. So that was cool. And some of the games that were released for the Sega Channel weren't necessarily released to buy. So for some examples were Alien Soldier, Golden Axe 3. Those games were never released in cartridge form in North America, but you could play on the Sega Channel. So that was cool. I remember my buddy had a Sega. I never had a Sega Channel growing up, but my friend had a Sega Channel, and I loved it. It was awesome seeing the games. And the way it worked, I remember him going to Channel 99, and it would always stream. It's always it was through your cable, so it was a one-way connection. It's not like streaming games now on Steam where you can have like a backwards and communicate with people, whatnot. This was a one-way connection. It was always running. So you turn it to 99, you'd always see the menu, and it'd break it up to like arcades. It'd go to arcades and action. There's different subcategories, and you could choose your game that way. But I was really impressed with that, playing Echo the Dolphin and whatnot, on Sega Channel. So it was very impressive. And as far as subscribers go, there were about 250,000 at the peak of Sega Channel. So you had 250,000 subscribers at any given time. And basically the only reason really it was discontinued, honestly, was because the 32-bit systems came out, the 64-bit wars came out, and 16-bit came obsolete. So Sega decided to discontinue it, but it was definitely a predecessor to a lot of the online gaming today, which is kind of cool. So I think I have a lot of fun memories. I mean, Jason, you want to share some of your memories with the Sega Channel?
Yeah. Gosh, back in the day when technology was really coming around, when you would have something that would do this, like you said, John, you switch it to 99, and there it was. Yeah. And it felt weird because here you are looking at your TV, downloading or installing or launching this game from we don't know where in the fuck it's coming from. Yeah. It's just amazing that we can play this on our Sega, and we would download it. And I remember the little intro and the little Sega guy jumping around. I remember all that like it was just yesterday. First time I played Road Rash. I remember when Road Rash came, I was there every day after school, loading up on Channel 99 with me and my buddies. We would play that. Amazing. I do remember playing some demo games that never came out. John, you said a few. I don't remember them all, but I know that there were what I thought was a lot of games when really it was only like 15 or so, right?
Yeah, well, they had 50 at any given time.
Oh, 50.
Yeah,
Okay.
one month. And then every month
and then the
switched.
month would change.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem because like you'd be in the middle of playing a game and it's like next month your game wasn't there.
And you couldn't save things, right? It was a one-way connection, so you can't necessarily save a file.
Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting and kind of a bummer in that regard. But
yeah, you're right. You would have to just come back to it and start over.
But they had like manuals, like you could I remember looking at the instructions of the game and stuff. So
and you could read it.
You could read and stuff. It was really.
It was quite a service. It really was. It was way ahead of its time. I thought it was a really great move on Sega's part.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see it go. I remember when it went, but by that time, 98. I mean, we were doing lots of other gaming.
Dreamcast was about to come out.
Yeah.
For that matter. So, Nolan, I'm curious. Did you ever play the Sega Channel growing up?
Actually, I didn't, and I got a pretty good excuse for not getting to play it. I know I mentioned at the beginning that I kind of grew up out in the middle of nowhere.
That's right, the farm,
The road that I lived on was so far out in the sticks that we didn't even have cable. Like we didn't even have that choice, option to get cable. So there's pretty much no way I could have got the Sega Channel.
Right.
And I honestly didn't even remember it other until I saw Pete's top things I missed about 90s video games video, I think. And then it kind of made me remember the commercials, and then I looked up the commercials on YouTube. But fortunately, even if I could have had the chance, technical problems would have limited that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was weird because I remember the adapter had like a separate AC adapter. It was kind of weird, and there's
nothing new to Sega,
right? So and there's two versions of the adapter. I think General Instruments made one, and Scientific Atlanta made another. So there's two different versions out floating. They did the same thing, but they're kind of hard to find even today because you got to keep in mind people had to send these back to they were leased, so to speak, borrowed from the cable service. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these people were required to give it back. So I mean, there's still some floating around, but I mean, they're obsolete now. You can't go on to the Sega Channel, but it'd be kind of cool to have one just for nostalgic reasons. But I've looked, and they're hard to find, hard to come by.
There was one at PAX Prime that someone was selling, or no, was it PAX Prime? Yeah, it was. And I think the guy was asking like $70 for it. I might have talked him down if he would have sold it for like 60, but the only problem was it was the model of the Sega Channel that I didn't have, because you were saying there was two different power adapters, but there were two different models of the Sega Channel itself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So it was the model that I didn't have. So I'm like, if I'm gonna buy it for just nostalgic reasons, I want the one that I had.
Right. Cool. So that's Gaming Piece Theater. Keep them coming, guys, and we'll get more on top of that. Promise. So,
that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Any love talk, Johnny?
I'll do a love talk next time, absolutely. Because we're running a little.
Yeah, we're kind of running late. Yeah.
Yeah, we're running a little late. So
well, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, it's been a good time, you guys.
Thank you for joining us, Nolan. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for having me on. I was really, really hoping I'd get to be on. So when I got invited, I was really excited, and I think we had a good time. And who knows, maybe I'll wind up on my own podcast someday. So
right on, man.
Yeah,
right on.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice to have you on. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good finally getting to talk to you guys. I've watched your videos for a long, long time, and then finally getting to sit down and talk was pretty cool. So
absolutely, good times, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys.
Now watch the movie.
Wish me luck with this fucker on the other end over here yelling.
Yeah, like is he gonna watch the movies? Like seriously,
just
like
wish me luck with that shit.
That should be the new segments of the show. Did Jason watch Lord of the Rings, and did John get his Pandora?
Yeah, exactly. And answer that this week. No, I did not get my Pandora yet.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
When you get it, I'll stream it. I'll stream Lord of the Rings.
All right, John.
I think you keep changing this deal here.
I sure do every episode.
I know. He does.
I sure do, buddy. Every episode.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Take care.
All right.
See you soon.
Love
See
you.
next week.
Bye.
All right,
Yeah,
bye.
I'm leaving frustrated like usual.
Just like, sorry, Johnny. I love you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Check your P.O. box.
I will. Oh, well, maybe there's a Lord of the Rings cozy in there or something.
Cozy.
Yeah, I put my DVDs in or something.
Shattered set of DVDs.
Oh yeah, no shit.
A picture of my face.
I sent him a dead baby in the mail. Oh,
Oh god.
Oh, come on, it's too far.
the baby with the fucking
Signed by the Serbian baby.
Yeah. With a DVD stapled to it.
It's signed. Wow.
Oh, I can't believe it's signed. That's amazing.
Where did you get it, Pete? All right, let's get
all
out
right,
of here
see you
before
guys.
we
All right.
kill everybody. See ya.
Take care. See you guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Yeah.